Plastic mulch has become essential in agriculture because it is cheap, flexible, and effective for weed control and soil warming. But the scale of use has grown massively. Global production reached over 413 million tons in 2024, which is nearly 200 times the production of the 1950s. In Quebec, we generate about 10,000 tons of agricultural plastic waste every year, but only 20% is recovered. This means about 8,000 tons stay in the environment, fragmenting into microplastics. And because polyethylene, which is the major material of agricultural plastic waste, doesn't biodegrade, it breaks into smaller and smaller particles. These microplastics accumulate in soil, affecting soil structure, microbial communities, and potentially entering the food systems. This image visually compares what happens to soil and crops under conventional polyethylene mulch film versus biodegradable mulch film. On the left, we see the familiar polyethylene mulch film used widely in Quebec. Because this material does not biodegrade, it cracks and fragments over time, becomes microplastics, shown here accumulating in the soil. These particles interfere with soil structure, harm nutrient cycling, and disrupt microbial communities. The magnifying part illustrates how these microplastics enter the food web. They can be taken up by soil organisms, ingested by livestock, and eventually pose risk to human health. This highlights the long-term issue here. Once microplastics enter the soil, they stay there and hard to be removed. On the right, we see the biodegradable mulch film. Instead of fragmenting into microplastics, certified soil biodegradable films are broken down naturally by soil microbes. This produces carbon, water, and biomass, or harmless end products. Soil organisms, such as bacteria, fungi, and earthworms, remain healthy, supporting better roots development and long-term soil quality. Using this method can improve soil health and sustainability, which is also important under Quebec's agricultural conditions. Previous researchers suggest that oxo biodegradable film is the solution, but the fact is, it is not realistic. Oxo biodegradable mulch films are regular polyethylene plastics mixed with additives that make them break into tiny pieces. They don't actually biodegrade. They just fragment into microplastics that stay in the soil for years and continue causing contamination as the regular polyethylene mulch films do. First, global research shows that standard polyethylene mulch film is still widely used, and mulched soil can contain over 18,000 microplastics per kilogram, more than twice that of non-mulched soils. Second, in our case study, Quebec's Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean region, farmers adopted oxo films to warm soils and plant earlier, leading to a 90% increase in use between 2018 and 2024. But the findings reveal the problem. Oxo biodegradable mulch films are just regular polyethylene mulch films with additives that make them fragment, not biodegrade. These residues remain in the soil for over 3 to 5 years and release harmful chemicals as regular polyethylene mulch films do. For short-season crops, we recommend a blend made from polylactic acid and thermoplastic starch. This combination warms the soil effectively in early season conditions and breaks down within a few months. For mid-season crops, a blend of polylactic acid, polycaprolactone, and starch offers stronger water resistance and more stable performance throughout the growing period. For long-season crops, this blend provides high mechanical strength and lasts long enough to support crops with extended growth cycles while still biodegrading after harvest. By choosing materials based on crop duration, soil condition, and climates, we can maintain agricultural productivity while significantly reducing plastic pollution. Our proposal is a 3 to 5 year phased transition from polyethylene mulch to certified soil biodegradable films. It includes 3 components. First, targeted pilot program. Test biodegradable films on farms across Quebec, comparing weed control, offer cost-share incentives, integrates biodegradable films into sustainability programs, and promotes low-plastic crop labels to create market value. Thirdly, standards and training. It requires certified soil biodegradable films and provides training for installation and soil incorporation to prevent fragment escape. Together, these steps make the transition practical, affordable, and environmentally safe. Switching to soil biodegradable films has multiple benefits. Regarding social impacts, replacing polyethylene mulch films with soil biodegradable films benefits farming communities by reducing the amount of visible plastic left in fields. This creates cleaner landscapes and strengthens public trust in environmentally responsible agriculture. The switch also improves environmental conditions because biodegradable films break down into carbon dioxide, water, and biomass, which helps preventing long-term microplastic accumulation and protects soil structure and microbial activity. Thirdly, farmers gain economic benefits because biodegradable films eliminate the labor and landfill costs associated with removing and disposing of polyethylene mulch film. As a result, net returns can increase even if the initial film price is higher. In the health aspect, there are clean health benefits, as reducing plastic residues lower and chances of microplastics entering crops, livestock, and the surrounding environments, decreasing long-term exposure risk for both farm workers and consumers. Soil biodegradable films improves on-farm safety because they do not produce loose polyethylene strips that can blow across fields, interfere with machinery, or clog drainage systems. The transition aligns with Quebec's extended producers' responsibility regulations and Canada's national strategies to reduce plastic waste, making it easier for growers to comply with current and future environmental policies. Finally, this transition supports cultural expectations for sustainable farming by promoting cleaner fields and reinforcing Quebec's reputation for environmental leadership. In summary, conventional plastic mulch provides agronomic benefits but creates long-term microplastic contamination. Oxo biodegradable films are not a real solution, but soil biodegradable films offer a practical, science-based path forward. By pairing the right biodegradable materials with Quebec crops and supporting farmers through policy, standards, and training, we can reduce plastic pollution while maintaining high productivity. Thank you for your attention.